Like, it depends. If something was to happen, like I guess like how would they react and like their personality and things like that. Um, if say for instance, if my mom or dad did that, like if they committed suicide because they were going through it and I had no idea about it, um, I wouldn't feel resentment. I'll just feel more hurt that they don't feel comfortable enough to come to me or talk to someone if they weren't talking to anyone at all. Or even if it's like, a terminal illness like cancer or whatever, and they didn't tell us and then they ended up passing, um, I would feel hurt that they didn't talk to someone at least. Because that's a heavy thing to deal with by yourself. Like going through cancer by yourself, whatever the illness could be, physical or mental, that's really heavy to just a heavy burden to like deal with by yourself. So yeah, it happens, but I guess
so. Y'all aren't saying, hold on, I'll let you go, G, before so go ahead. You were so bubbly to say something, so you can go ahead.
No, because like for example, like you said, like being robbed of time. But that's how all deaths are. Whether if they tell you, let's say if someone were to tell you, like as soon as they find out, wait, let me finish. If someone were to tell you as soon as they find out, or if someone were to die in a car accident, because that's a car accident, that's very instant, right? It's very sudden. It no matter what, it's the same, it's death. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I think that's my perspective. So it's the same thing. No matter what, you're still gonna feel like, oh man, I really appreciated that time I had with them. I wish I had more time. Like no matter what, don't you feel like that the same way? So why are you gonna hold resentment? It's the same thing. Do you get like
It's,
that's how I see it?
but I get it. I get it. I get your perspective again. I gotta take both sides. I gotta not choose the sides. So I'll say I get it. I definitely understand where you're coming from. But going back to what Larissa, the analogy she gave about mental health, or going back to the cancer analogy or example with someone having terminal cancer and they're not communicating in terms of their mental health. I feel like I've been thinking about suicide lately. One day, bam, or cancer. It's the last day we realize you start discovering pill bottles or I don't know, certain things that kind of indicate someone's going through cancer and fighting it secretly. Bam, one day they're gone. How is that the same as a car accident? Or how is that the same? Like, because the car accident is just, that's very, again, I'm asking a question. I'm not, jumping on you with this, but I'm asking a question of like, how is that the same as someone being in a car accident and then that being a random, hey, okay, yeah, I didn't know. But they knew in terms of the mental health. They knew in terms of the cancer and they decided not to. So then you perhaps took that vacation or you took that, whereas a car accident, like, how's that the same though?
Because I think you're focusing too much on circumstances and scenarios. In the end, it's the same. So why are you going to stress over the little details? Look at the big picture. It's all the same.
You're saying that at
And
the end,
also,
what's the same? Death?
yes, like it's all the same. So why is someone going to fixate so much on like the scenario? It's all the same no matter what. You still have to grieve. You still
Okay.
have to heal from that. So
Okay, so you're
like
focusing on just the death. You're saying just death is the same. We all gonna die. So why hold resentment? Why hold anger? If you missed out. Okay, let me ask you this.
can I say something? Another thing too. For example, you mentioned, oh, what if you went on vacation and then during that time they passed? That's not your issue. That you shouldn't feel guilty for that. Of course, is it sad? Yes. But especially if you didn't know, why are you gonna feel guilty?
But not
Because
guilt.
you
But
didn't
we're not
you
guilty, but anger. Wouldn't it be logical for a person to feel like resentment or anger? Like you kind of robbed me of that time. Like what if you?
not really because you didn't know. If you didn't know, then why are you gonna
No, I'm saying
feel anger?
the person that went on the vacation. Like
That's
could
what I'm
they?
talking about.
But could they? Is it not logical for them to feel anger or resentment for that person that did pass because they didn't tell them? Like,
No, because again, you didn't know.
but you
You
didn't
get
know.
what I'm saying?
I,
Like
I
you had no knowledge, so like you can't like why are you trying to figure out 10 different ways to blame yourself or to be like like do you get what I'm saying? It's like it's always like you're like it's focused on at least to me focusing on the wrong thing. If
mm,
someone passes away, you get a call, someone passes away, you find out they had something. Again, I feel like I agree with Larissa. I would feel more like just hurt, like, oh wow, like, you know, they didn't say anything, like, but it wouldn't be like, at least for me, I feel like I wouldn't feel angry. It would just be like they didn't say anything, but you know what? Let me just figure out how I personally can heal from this and, you know, grieve in a proper way, in a healthy as much as possible. No one's perfect, nothing's perfect, but just in a healthy way. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, let's say if I get a call and a family member had an illness that no one really knew about or I didn't know about, I don't know. I feel like my mind wouldn't really go to that too much. It would just be focused on like, okay, like from now on, I'm gonna honor them and celebrate them in any way that I can. You know, just not like, you know, because you know, like sometimes when like a person, we all have our likes, our dislikes, we all have our characteristics, you know, so there might be something like let's say, I don't know, that person has a favorite movie and like maybe like you always like watch that movie like as a way to like honor them, like just stuff like that. I don't know. Like I feel like
All right,
you just focus on that. Like why are people so focused on the different types of scenarios when to me it's all the same?
Okay. No,
I
I
don't
get it. Okay, you gotta go. Okay. Let me get heated now. No, but okay. What about your husband? What if it was your husband and he had cancer? He didn't tell you. So you're saying it's the same. You would look at it the same way as a car accident. Like you wouldn't hold resentment. You wouldn't be like, man, why didn't he tell me? Like, well, I mean, we're married. We spent all these years together. I was like talking right next to him. He kept lying about business trips. Like, let's say,
let's be realistic though. That's hard to hide.
I
Be
know,
realistic.
but I'm just saying, like, what if? What if though? What if he
But you
found
have to be realistic, Trey.
no,
Like
no, but what no, but hold on though.
you're
Like,
not being realistic
no, but
though,
hold
because
on.
realistically, when someone has cancer, like at first you might not notice it, but eventually, especially if they're on chemo and stuff, physically you're gonna start to see a difference. Like you know what I mean?
I
Like
agree, but again, weight loss. He could be trying out for a bodybuilding competition. He could probably be trying to hide. He could do something like art. He could be like, "Oh, I'm going into this side." Like you know, there's. Let's be realistic in terms of lies. Lies are a person can lie really well up until they die, right? Like I thought Larissa was like arguing. I was like, look, you're on mute. She's like, look, yeah, Trey, I told you, Trey. I was like, damn. But like that could happen too. You're laying right next to him. He's again, oh, I'm on these diuretics because I'm trying to get ready for it. And he's lying about like these things could be happening, and then he's going to see certain things, and then it gets to the point to where one day she comes home and he finds him in the bed and he's dead. Or he wakes up and he's not waking up. Like that can happen. And so I'm saying like that being a realistic thing too, with lies being a cover up, okay, is it still not logical for someone to feel anger or resentment? Because there was lies involved. There were disguises that people do that. They do that, G. And it's like, I get what you're saying, but I can't see how it's the same as a car wreck. I can't see how like someone lying, husband lying, wakes up dead, and the wife is shaking him. This whole time you've been telling me you've been doing this, and this is what's happening with you. He's going now versus a car accident. How could those be the same?
so I have a question. So are you saying like
Get out of here, Larissa. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm about to hang up, bro.
why are you trying so hard to justify resentment and anger?
I'm not.
Like if that's okay.
No, I'm not trying to justify it. So yeah, let's get that. I'm not trying to justify. I'm just saying,
It
is
sounds
it?
like it. Larissa, does it not sound like it?
No,
Like it sounds like he's really like
I'm not.
on a certain point. It's like
No, I'm more so trying to see if it's even logical to even have. Like, are those emotions even logical to arise or even to probably entertain? That's what I'm asking. You're like, no, you shouldn't. No, there's no way. No, I'm gonna be focused. You're focused on the wrong thing. Like I'm like, but I'm trying to say, well, isn't it for people that are listening that this has happened to? I'm kind of like trying to say, like, okay, is it not logical for them to possibly feel that way and even probably struggle with that? They probably struggle with forgiveness, struggle with like letting those things go because it's like, dang, you've left me here with the kids and you didn't tell me anything or you didn't prepare. You know, we were supposed to
but
do this
doesn't that
together.
sound kind of selfish if you say
Perhaps.
something like that?
No, perhaps. I agree. I agree. But I'm just saying, is it not logical for them to have those emotions, those feelings? it to you for you it seems like it's not even an option to even have those feelings. It's like, nah, that's not even a thing that should even be. But I'm like, nah, I feel like Larissa haven't been talking though.
Yeah, Larissa, say
Yeah,
something.
yeah, come on. And don't just agree with Giselle, just agree with her.
If she agrees,
No, no,
she
no.
agrees, Trey.
No, I
Say your
feel
mind,
like
girl.
I don't know, like I guess I'm a bit different in the sense where I feel like death is devastating in all shapes or form, no matter how someone dies. Let's get that out first. But I feel like it's more devastating if it's if someone commits suicide because it comes across as like intentional. Like not only did they die, like they made that decision to die because, of what they were going through. Um, and so I feel like it um kind of comes across as a little bit ignorant if we were to like blame them and things like that because we're going through it like there's like a loss of time or whatnot, but like at the same time they really thought that the next best step was to die. Like I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to put it in perspective when first you don't know all the information and you don't know what they're going through, no matter if it's like mental health, like cancer, like whatever, there's still a loss of time there. So I feel like I can get why people would be resentful
Mm-hmm.
of them because it's feel like they stole time from them. Someone thinking that they had like 40 years with your parents and then finding out tomorrow or finding out today that they committed suicide because they're going through it and stuff. So I guess that I can get, but then at the same time people have different perspectives. So at the same time, like people just think death is death, like the mourning process is different, but everyone is different in how they respond to trauma, because that could be a real trauma for someone. To to not be told that your parents has cancer and then they can die in like a week or 3 months, like that can be some kind of trauma. So I guess for someone that has trauma, it could be trauma for me, and then for the next person it wouldn't be as bad for them, I guess. So it's just what I'm trying to say is people react differently to trauma, and what someone describes as trauma, the next person won't be as traumatic to them. So it's just, you can't just say it's logical to not have those emotions when the next person it could be. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
that
it's
makes,
just
yeah.
Yeah.
everyone's like different in the way that they have different perspectives on different things and they react differently to different experiences.
You
That's
agree
my
with
2 cents.
you agree with me, but Giselle's in the group right now. She's on the call, so yeah, we have to make her feel good. It's okay. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
No, no, no,
I'm playing. I'm playing.
no, no.
No, because that's not the point you're saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not, but like, yeah, like,
That's not what you said.
bro, I'm not.
All of a sudden, he's trying to change his whole statement.
Nah,
Like, what? Nah, stick with your statement.
no, that's no, like, no. I'm just saying, bro. What the heck, bro?
Oh
No,
my
I'm serious.
gosh.
No, I'm just saying, like, like, like essentially, I'm just saying, like, I think there's a sense of logic in that resentment or anger. Like, it's like I can understand that, I can see that, and I think that what Larissa was saying would agree with that. It's in alignment with. I can see that. I can see how that could be, but I get it. There's some people who grieve differently. There's some people who don't even their mind doesn't even go there. It's like, man, this person's dead. Why would there wouldn't even make any logical sense to even be angry or mad because they're literally not even here. And I feel like that's probably what you were saying, G. Like maybe that's where your mind goes. It's like there's no logic of even trying to express emotion towards this person in probably a negative way because they're gone. So the best thing to do is to probably, again, as you would say, be Christ-like and to have those positive emotions of the memories we had, the time we shared. That probably would be your logic of dealing with that. But it doesn't take away from how people could possibly go that other route of anger, resentment. That's what I'm saying. And for you, it seemed to be like, There's no anger.
Well, just because something's logical, does that mean it's right though?
I'm not saying this. I never said it. I never said it's right. I never said that. I never said it's right. I never said anger and resentment is right. I did not. What? No, we can run the tape back. I will run the tape back. No,
No, but you're coming off like if it's like if that's like the right thing though, like from the way you were like just acting like, you know? And so
no.
that's another reason why I'm saying the stuff that I'm saying, because I feel like logical doesn't mean, oh, it's right. To a serial killer might be logical for them to satisfy their needs and be a necrophiliac, but is that right? like
Oh my
like
goodness.
like I'm just saying, like that's my but again, like Larissa said, that's my perspective, you know. But yeah, like for someone else, you know, again, maybe that's the first thing, anger, because I know there's like a grieving process according to psychology. There's like a like stages people
Mhm,
go through,
mhm.
but maybe not everyone goes through all stages. It's kind of like what Larissa just said, you know. Maybe some like don't go through some of them, but not all of them.
Yeah,
And maybe some people go through every single one. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Let's just take a minute and pause. Okay, let's just breathe. Everybody breathe.
At the end of the day, I feel like, I mean, it's cliche, but we all say, you know, always spend as much time with your loved ones as much as you can, because you never know when their last day on this earth is. So see, that's another reason why I kind of
I
have
see.
my
Yeah, I got it.
perspective.
I get it. Mhm.
Because for like example, you're saying like, oh, is it logical to be mad? Well, to me, it sounds like someone would only be mad if they feel guilty for not spending time with that person like they should have, or told that person how much they love them or appreciate them. At least that's the way I see it. I feel like
I see that. I see that.
someone can act angry, but in reality, in their subconscious, they're guilty. So that's why they're angry, you know?
I see that. I see that.
Um, so I kind of see that too. Like, but I mean, and it's hard, you know, I get it. We all have our lives, we're all busy, but I mean, you know, just try as much as you can to like either spend time with the person, or if not, then at least like let them know like you care. If they need someone to talk to, like you're there. Because to me, at least the way I see it, that's all you can do sometimes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just can't
Absolutely.
control what they tell you or what they don't tell you. Like all
Yeah.
you can do is like put yourself out there for them to know, and they do what they want with that information.
Hmm.
Sometimes I feel like it's just hard to kind of control that. You can't control that.
Yeah.
Another person does. But again, that's just my perspective.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you and I appreciate you too, Larissa. Like I appreciate both of y'all's perspective. And yeah, like dang, man. We were supposed to be over done an hour ago. Giselle got to go all deep. What the heck? Oh, I did not think like lately she's been on
You're
a
just mad because I didn't agree with what you had
oh,
to
I'm
say.
not just mad. No, I'm not. I'm not mad at all. No. No. I'm more so mad that you like challenged me. Like I love it though. I love it in a good way. You actually challenged me. You actually buckled back, and that doesn't normally happen. In the group, like y'all throw questions back at me, and when you did that, it actually kind of had me like, hold on, hold on. No, but I love that. I love that. That's actually a really beautiful thing that you actually did that. That you did. That's actually as like I said, I don't know what's been going on with you lately, but you've been buckling up a little bit, just snappy. Don't buy no waist chain. But trade resentment and anger ain't right. Look, dang, hey.
You didn't say it like that.
She
For
said
real, I didn't say it like
she
that.
said it just she said it just like that.
No, 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 she didn't. So you gotta just, relax with your tone. It's all in the
Mm-hmm.
tone. And she
Yeah.
was real respectful about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yeah, neck rolls are very respectful. Very respectful.
That was a whole like whirlpool what you were doing. I
Oh
don't
well,
know what you were doing.
I
That
don't
was
roll
a
my neck
whole,
off this, so I don't know how to do it.
that was a whole, that was a whole tornado that you did.
Whatever. Whatever. All right. So then the final question. What would you tell or recommend people who are doing this then? So then let's put it in our hands. What would we someone that's probably doing this right now, that's probably going to watch this video, what would you tell them to do? Would you tell them, hey, it's okay? You know, it's your choice. Stay silent. You ain't got to tell nobody. Would you tell them, hey, think about it. You could really be hurting someone. There could be really time that you could spend before, or it could be preventable if you say something early, you know, but you don't want to. So what would y'all tell people? What would be your perspective in letting people know what they should do who are listening to this, perhaps? And why? And why?
Seriously, you want to go?
Yeah, I would be like,
Mm-hmm.
I would say like reach out to someone,
Mm.
not for anyone else, but for yourself.
Mm.
Like you don't have to be going through stuff alone. Uh, there are resources that you can have access to help you go through like the things that you're going through. And if you feel like you're not comfortable to like come out with your family because you don't want to make them sad or whatever, just make sure you have the right support system because
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to be doing this alone. Like, it also kind of like touches on your quality of life as well. Um, and if you feel like it's too much of a not hassle, but it's too much to have that conversation with your family. If you are going through it, just make sure you have the right support. Like,
Mm.
talk to your doctor, make sure you have a counselor, just make
Mm.
sure you have that support in place. Um, because the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a worse position, um, because you don't want to reach out or, like ask for help. Because islanders, they will die before they ask for help, I swear. Like, they just be like, no, like, I'm fine, kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. But,
Mm-hmm.
well, you're not fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Black people too.
are you a
Black people
doctor?
too. Yeah.
Where did you become a doctor to diagnose yourself, first off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so it's like, it does get a kind of frustrating, but I think the first thing is to educate, like, yourself, educate yourself, do research, do what you got to do. And then, yeah, keep it pushing.
It's good. It's good. Well, G, what would you tell them? What you got to say?
Um,
I'm just
uh,
asking.
I would say the same thing Larissa said, like if you find
Oh no, I'm sorry.
what?
No, no, I was listening.
So, yeah, I would say, yeah, again, like just, if you have people that you trust, talk to them, let them know what's going on. Like if you have a good support system, like what Larissa said. And yeah, you don't have to do it alone. But again, I also feel like that's all we can do. We can tell people that, but it's up to them.
That wasn't part of the question, but okay. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
I felt that for you, G. Like,
Yo, I'm
this is
sorry, man.
cut
You
it
see
out.
this? Like,
No,
you see
you
this?
don't understand. You
I
do not
see.
understand.
I see.
No, you do
Got
not
you.
see.
Yes, she does.
No,
She
we
really
can open up
does.
the DMs. My last message, I think it read something mega la dory something you put at the end.
Yeah, Megamind Megalodon, because your head is so
Yo, do
like,
you see this?
but it's because when he literally he always leans into the camera like that. And
But
Chanel,
she got you
Chanel,
through. That's what I want to say. Like, She got you.
Bro, I promise you, man. Like, nah, man, bro.
Oh, so funny.
I'm gonna lean
And he
back.
went on live. He said he went on live
Yo,
earlier, and
dog.
people were telling him that. I wasn't even on that live. I didn't even say anything. People were already telling him that. Like, dude, come on.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm done.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay, I'm done.
Funny.
Did you hear that? Okay, I'm done. Obviously, something started. And I'm gonna keep leaning in. All right. But anyway, thank y'all for this topic. This was dope. It was touching. It was touching to me because again, it's personal. It definitely is personal. I think I needed to get this out more than anybody. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the responses. They were good, amazing responses. Um, I think both of you had perspectives that I didn't necessarily consider, and I think that the responses definitely helped in that consideration. So it was cool. It was real nice. A conversation well needed. I think it's something that many people don't talk about because we're actually talking about a topic where people don't talk about stuff. But I think people should. And I think, again, that's one of the reasons I created the group. And I think that's one of the things I want my brand to do is stand out in terms of talking about things people don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? So at least it couldn't be said over here that it wasn't talked about. So thank y'all so much. This was dope. It was real deep. This is crazy. It was crazy deep, especially for three people. I'm actually glad it was just three. Because if it was like six, we actually probably couldn't have even gotten nowhere near what we did. This is actually really good. I'm actually glad that this was a small session because we were able to dig and, even though Giselle took it most of the time, but it's okay. We still are able to get through and we still are able to, hear everybody, even though certain people like to be selfish with the time, but it's okay.
Not still fun.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We still.
No, I'm good. I'm all. I'm all. I'm just trying to close this out. I'm trying to close it out. Let's close out before somebody have an explosive episode. All right. So yeah, thank y'all so much, G, Larissa. Amazing call. Can y'all shout out your socials and we can head off from here?
I'll go first. I'll go first. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Giselle Training, YouTube, Giselle Color.
Love it. Larissa?
What? Oh, socials. Larissa _ Tara or LAH _
Let's go. I love it. Guys, go and follow him. Thank you again for joining in, tuning in if you have. Again, all the links, things that you may need or be interested in, or even if you want to come on, are in the description below. You can join the group, public or private. It does not matter. But again, man, thank y'all so much for this time. Share this video with people who may need it and talk to people if you need to. But until next time, Larissa, G, thank y'all so much. Peace. Bye.
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 Bye.